In this video, we shall be talking about the do's and don'ts of structuring your research title. But before we continue, welcome to Research Craft for Newbies, where we talk about everything you need to know about writing your research project or your research article. Either you're an undergraduate student or you are a postgraduate student. My name is Oluwaseun Adeosun. And like I said the other time, in this video, we shall be focusing on the things you need to look out for while structuring your project topic or your article title or your research title, anything that you want to write about. So let me take you to the things we need to focus on while you're doing this. The number one thing that you need to consider while structuring your research title is that your research title must not contain technical terms. Your research title must not contain technical terms. Now, what do I mean by this? Your research title must not contain vocabularies in such a way that when people see your research title for the first time, it is difficult for them to get a glimpse of what you are trying to talk about. Like they need to go and they need to go and visit a dictionary. They need to go and consult a dictionary before they can understand what you are trying to say. So in other words, your research title must not contain technical terms such as vocabularies. We do not need to, we are not interested, or let me say your viewers, your supervisor, or people that will be reading your research article are not interested in seeing how well you can make use of vocabularies or how good you are in vocabularies. All they are interested in is that they want to see what your interest is, what you are interested in talking about. How do you structure them together in such a way that it is appealing to them? So whenever your readers, your viewers, your readers rather, or your project's supervisor pick up your research title, it must not contain technical terms in such a way that it will start giving them a headache. And they will start thinking of, what are you trying to say? Okay, let me share the dictionary before I get to know what you're trying to say. So, for instance, let's say, for example, that I am interested in researching how the small-scale businesses in Oyo State maintain their financial records. How the small-scale businesses in Oyo State maintains their financial record. A wrong way for me to structure that interest into a research title is to write financial record sustentation practices of SMEs in Oyo State. Financial record sustentation practices of SMEs in Oyo State. And the right way for me to structure that interest is to write financial record maintenance practices of SMEs in Oyo State. Financial record maintenance practices of SMEs in Oyo State. You know the difference between the two, the right and the wrong. The right contains maintenance. The right contains maintenance, while the wrong contains sustentation. Now, the synonyms words for maintenance is sustentation. So if I say sustentation, of course, I'm still talking about maintenance. But if my supervisor or people that wants to read my article sees the word sustentation, they might not understand what I am trying to say. They might need to go and check their dictionary before they get a glimpse of what I am trying to say. So the best way for me to write this is financial record practices or financial record maintenance practices of SMEs in Oyo State. Now, if people sees this, If people sees this, they will understand that what I am trying to say, what I'm trying to talk about is how SMEs in Oyo State maintains their financial records, or the practices at which they maintains their financial record. Then another thing we need to talk about that you need to look out for is that your title must be structured in such a way that it explains everything you want to talk about. Your title must not, rather, I said B, must not be structured in such a way that it explains everything you want to talk about. The reason why is that if your research title is structured in such a way that it explains everything you want to talk about, the readers will lose interest. Already they know what you are trying to research on. So why do they need to waste their time reading what they already know that you want to write on? And some of them, they might even get the result. They will guess the results. This thing is similar to the way whereby probably when we are watching movie, we want to see a movie, and then we saw the title, we saw the first screen, we saw the second, we saw this first screen or plot, we saw the second one, we saw the third one, we saw the fourth one. So automatically we know where it's going. We know what they want to talk about. We know what they want to research. We know what the whole movie is all about. And we already know where it's going to end. What are we going to do? We are going to stop seeing that movie. It's not interesting. It's not appealing enough. It's not compelling enough. So the same thing goes for whenever we want to structure a research title. If it contains everything we want to talk about at once, your reader are going to lose interest in what you want to write on, because automatically it's not going to be interesting. That thing that is going to make them curious about what you want to talk on is not there. The curiosity is no longer there. Already they know everything you are interested in saying. So a wrong way for me to structure my research title, still using our first example on financial management practices of SMEs in Oyo State, is to write how SMEs in Oyo State manage their financial records. How SMEs in Oyo State manage their financial records. You see, already, if they seize it, like, the first thing will be like, is this one a topic? You understand? Then the next is going to be like, we already know what this article is all about. And in fact, your topic, the way you structure your topic, shows how good you are. Shows that you know what you're trying to talk about. Shows that you are good at writing article. Shows that you are good at writing a project. In fact, your level of expertise, your proficiency begins with the way you structure your research title. So please keep that in mind. Do not structure your title in such a way that it explains everything you want to write on at a glance. Then number 3, the things we need to look out for while structuring our research title is that our research title must be brief. The title we are trying to structure must be brief. It must not be too wordy. Go straight to the point. Let it be concise. We don't need to dance around the bush. We don't need to put a lot of words in our title so that our readers will know that yes, we are hot. We want to write a research article, or we want to write a project. Like, yes, I want to show my level of expertise today. I must show my readers that I know how to write. I know what I want to write on. Or probably what I want to write on is interesting, is so beautiful, and I want to show them. You understand? So it must be concise. Your title must be concise. Your title must be brief. It must not be too wordy. It mustn't be, yeah, as in, it must be something that your readers will be able to read at a glance within a seconds. If your readers are spending a minute, 2 minutes reading your research title, just know that it's no longer a title. So the wrong way at which you can structure your research title in such a way that it is not concise is that still making use of our first example is to write it in this way: the different practices of maintaining financial records by SMEs in Oyo State. The different practices of maintaining financial records by SMEs in Oyo State. It is too wordy. Number one, what's wrong with this title? It reveals everything I want to research in that title. Number two, it's too wordy. It doesn't even look like a title. It looks like as if I'm writing a sentence. So if people see like, is this a title? I do not think this is a title. Like I said the other time, it will be easy for them to know that, yes, this person does not know anything about project writing or an article writing. Then the next thing we want to talk about is that your research title must contain the keywords you want to talk about in your project. Your research title must contain the keywords you want to talk about in your project. Remember, the words makes your dependent variable and your independent variable. I repeat, the words makes up your independent variable and your dependent variable. You see, those words that makes up your independent variable and your dependent variable, if you recall in our previous video, I said they are the ones you want to talk about in your projects. They are the ones that gives direction to the things, to the way your project is going to look like, because they are the things that makes up everything you are going to write about. They are everything you are going to write about in your projects, in your article. So these things are keywords. They are keywords. I must not be interested in talking about how SMEs in Oyo State maintain their financial record, that is the practices they use to maintain their financial record, and then none of those things, none of the keywords of those things I want to talk about are absent. And probably when I'm now structuring my research title, I'm writing something like Oyo State. I'm writing something like industry. I'm writing something like financial reporting. You understand? They do not relate to what I'm interested in. So how will I talk about them? You understand? Now, still taking example of our interest, our first example, like me being interested in writing on how SMEs in Oyo State maintain their financial record. Now, in that topic, if you see, let me show you again, like this. We are interested in this, and easily you can, it is easy for you to detect the keywords here. We have our financial records, we have SMEs, their keywords, we have financial records, we have SMEs, we have Oyo State. So they are here, the keywords are here, because those are the things we are going to talk about. You see, the financial records in our topic, SMEs, Oyo State. They are important. They must be there. Then the last thing we want to talk about in this video is your research title must not be too long. Yes. Your research title, your research project, as in the title of the project you want to write on, must not be too long. Your title must not be too long. It must be concise. It must not be too long. So I think the rule of thumb on the norms, the rule of thumb is that the maximum words your research title must contain is 15 to 20. It could fall below 15, they are okay. But the maximum is either 15. Some nip it in the bud as 15. Some still extend it to 20. It depends on your supervisor. It depends on what you want to write on. It depends on your institution. You know, every institution has their own rules. Your supervisor has his own rules. Your department has their own rules too. So it depends on the rules you find or the rules already set as regards how your projects must look like, starting from your topic. Remember, your research project starts with the topic. Your research project starts with the topic. And a good research project will be easily known from the topic. I repeat, a good research project will be easily known from the topic, and a bad research project will be easily known from the topic also. So it is very, very important for us to take cognizance of all these things while structuring our research title, because the beauty of everything we want to write on lies on the way we structure our research title. So this video is going to be the last video we are going to do on our research title series. If there is anything you're missing, anything you think you do not understand, make sure you drop it in the comment section, and I will definitely answer every of your questions. And if this is your first time on this channel and this is the first video you are going to be seeing, make sure you visit our previous video so that you can understand everything we've been talking about on research title. It is very important. You need to check out all the videos we've released on this channel on research title. That is how you could, it will be easy for you to have full understanding of how to structure your research title. So in our next video, before we move to our series on how to search for resources online, that is how to download journals, how to search for resources online when you want to write your research project or your research article, I am going to do a very quick and short video on question and answer, yes, in order to recall or to bring to our memory or our remembrance everything we've talked about on the structural research title series, starting from your area of interest and everything. So once again, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel and you've gone this far, make sure you subscribe. Turn on your notification button, drop your likes, and also remember to share with your colleagues. See you in the next video.